Driven from their homes by armed invaders, a few hardy refugees faced the prospect of starting again. They would found a new village deep in the countryside. With a new settlement established, the first priority was locating a reliable food source. The simplest source was gathering from nature.
Yarrow, apple.
Each wheeler.
With a healthy supply of food, the village could start to grow. To do so, it would need more hands to share the work.
Yeah, steady each.
Quetta, huh? Gonganda. Yard of Abendende.
Huh? Gadriende.
The new workforce could now turn to the growing village's needs. First, they would build a mill near their food source, so villagers could drop off gathered berries more easily.
Yarrow. Workende.
Yeah.
Next, the growing village would need wood to build with.
Estes.
Yes, sir.
Voodoo.
The wearer.
Quiera. Gathway off.
Undi, yes.
Yes, sabiende.
Yeah.
Yarrow.
Yeah. Huh?
The growing community now had a steady supply of lumber. To make wood collection easier, villagers could erect a lumber camp near the forest.
Yarrow. Where can? Done.
Thanks to the camp, villagers no longer needed to travel as far to drop off lumber. The village now required additional houses to support its growing population.
Quetta. Gongande. Hear us.
Yeah.
Meta. Huh? Huh? Yes, Samiende.
With additional housing in place, even more villagers could join the workforce. But a populous village would soon exhaust the natural food sources. To grow, the community needed dedicated farms.
Work Hende, Yaru. Work hard.
Yes, sir. Working.
Huh? Gatriende. Here worked.
Woodsmen and farmers now kept the village well supplied.
Working day.
Further growth required knowing the countryside and finding more resources. For that, communities employed scouts.
This. Wait, huh? Wait, huh? Working.
Work Hende.
Able to move quickly and see great distances, scouts were key to discovering new resources. The most important thing for a scout to locate was a ready source of gold.
Can.
Yaru, Asterende.
You wanna?
Ridera, Kotlich. Yeherende. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Huh? Yaru. Each.
Quetta. Yeah, apple. Yar Gande. Yeah. Kotlich. Asterende. Yeherende.
Huh? Yeah. Yaru. You went day.
Yeah. Q-Wende. Quetta. Ichibara. Hesters. For Gande. Yes, sir. Yaru.
Yeah. Yeah. Onge day.
To prevent having to haul ore large distances, expanding communities would establish a mining camp near the source of gold.
Yeah. Work Hende.
Wait, wait, working day. Work, Yaru.
Huh? Yaru.
Wait, yeah, working, huh?
Hera.
A well-placed camp ensured efficient gold mining.
Figure out that.
Ridera. Yes, sir.
Huh?
With a good supply of gold, the village was becoming a large town. The signpost of this growth would be the construction of a large landmark.
Yeah. Yeah. Where can? Working day.
Yaru. Asterende. Yes, sir. Yeah. Ridende. Yeah. Yeah. Asterende. Lich. Yeah, herende. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Poeta. Where can they? Yellow. Where can? Yeah, where?
Yaru.
Poeta. You went?
Yeah, yeah, will do. Abendende.
With the landmark in place, the once sleepy village announced itself as a thriving feudal township. The townsfolk had been driven from their homes before, however. This time, they would defend themselves. The first step would be constructing a barracks for infantry.
Done? Yaru. Yes, sir. Understood. That should be template. Very done.
Once it had a barracks, the town could establish a standing force of soldiers. Simple infantrymen armed with spears were a common choice for these militias.
Yes, sir. Sona. Each you say, yes.
Yes, sir. Garwigan. Yarway.
On your worker.
Yes. Yarway.
On your worker.
Yarway.
The town now had a militia and could look to reclaim the lands lost to invasion. The invaders had blocked the road north with a stout palisade. Although spears were of little use against these walls, the militia could burn down the obstacle with torches.
Garu. Fara. Garwigan. Forth. Garu Umba. Yes, yes. Yerwath Garwigan.
With the road open, the militia could now reclaim their lands in the north.
Cometh on.
First, the spearmen had to deal with a lone sentry. Advancing aggressively, the militia eliminated the enemy sentry. The invaders had a small cavalry camp guarding the road, but the militia was ready to attack. Spears were highly effective against cavalry, allowing the militia to win the day. All that remained was to destroy the invaders' stables. The invaders' cavalry post was destroyed, but other enemy positions awaited further up the road. Hostile archers defended the next camp, which would put spearmen at a disadvantage. The township needed cavalry of its own to deal with this, and so would need to build stables. To deploy that cavalry quickly, the town needed to build their stables near the front lines. Fortunately, friendly villagers came out of hiding and joined the effort. With stables in place, the town could field horsemen of its own.
Eored Yaru.
Trimmet, Gari.
Vinhesta.
Cometh on.
Ridera Yaru. Ridende.
Yeah, Yaru. Yeah, Yaru.
What's our fate, eh? Yes, sir? Where's the holler? You went there off.
Eored Yaru.
Forrada. Herende no. What hersa? Ich will a ridan. Ja, ga up. Ridende ut.
Yaru.
Hurra.
Failed me.
Ich hiera. Herende no. Follende hessa. Ich will a ridan. Ja, ga up.
And Yaru, you sadly enough.
The town now had a rapid light cavalry, skilled at harassing slower targets, such as archers.
Yerwa, Garu, yes.
You need it over. Each of all ye. Eoredas, Healthborough.
The cavalry eliminated the enemy archers and moved on to destroying the archery range itself. The invaders' archers and their camp were destroyed. A final enemy emplacement remained, one fortified with palisades and defended by spearmen. To deal with this target, the town would need longbowmen. First, they needed to build archery ranges in the area regained from the invaders. Once more, friendly villagers arrived to help.
Need to work out.
What house, sir?
Move! Yes, sailor! Let us, Oscar!
What, Sir Casey?
Get him at word here. A stigeth Otway.
Sarah John.
Yes, sir. Where's the holler?
Miss Sally.
With several archery ranges in place, the town could add longbowmen to its forces.
Flamboga Arod. Strela. Strelboren Yaru. Flamboga Arod. Strelboren Yaru. Strele Fuse. Strelboren Yarod. Strele Fuse. Beodeth me. Strele Fuse. Beodeth me. Strelboran Site. Flamboga Fuse. Strelboren Yaru. Strelboren.
A strong force of archers could eliminate enemy spearmen at a distance, so long as they took the proper position.
Jerwiath. Strelboren Verith. Listath Veras. Ichawilla.
And you worker. Need you worker.
Beod Strela Abuga Strelboren. Gath Strelboren. Dida hit.
Yes, sir. Where's the holler?
Poised on a cliff top, the longbowmen would be protected from an infantry charge.
Yarway. On Muna. Yes, Ichiara!
The last of the invaders fell to the resurgent homegrown population. Now that their lands were free of enemies, the town could take the next step in its growth and become a powerful medieval city. Here too, the erection of a great landmark would be the signpost of this growth.
Leteth Uskan. Listas Veras. Yes, sir. Heras Fereth Eowegan. Fereth Eowegan.
Where a few lowly refugees had founded a small village, now rose a mighty city. From there would grow an empire.